look at this new paint job. I've gone beyond being just plain old Bumblebee. I'm a Goldbug.
Not Scorponok. Scorponok loyal to Megatron.
Welcome back to Tea and Toys. This time we've got the Transformers Legacy Creatures Collide 4-pack. Again, this was dropped very early on In Demand Toys. I didn't actually get it from that sale, but somebody very close to me has managed to obtain a copy for me, and by surprise I got home from work and here it is. So I'm very so happy, because I was really wanted the Goldbug, who is the first Throttlebot of the modern era that we've had, sort of in a half decent scale. I think the one before that was Chase, and he was called Roadburn at the time. So fingers crossed for the other 5. It is a reuse of the Netflix Bumblebee exclusive, again licensed by Volkswagen for Hasbro to use, and obviously comes with the Goldbug head. So a slight little bit of jiggery pokery from Hasbro, I'm guessing, that they managed to get through Goldbug, through him being a version of Bumblebee in some continuities. For me, I prefer him as a separate character, and that's how he will be displayed on my shelf. I love the paint job on this. This looks so good. That's metallic paint on there. There's his head. Now a Goldbug. All the same articulation, all the same accessories as the Bumblebee, Cliff Jumper, and all those that share the similar mould. The Deluxe Insecticon Ransack. This time Ransack isn't his own mould. He shares a mould with Kickback. But there's no problem with that. The more realistic looking, well, I say realistic looking Grasshopper. That bug head there. That looks so cool. That does look good. And the cool thing, this weapon, which I did forget to mention on the Kickback video, you can clip this together and you can clip it on here to create the thorax on the bug mode. But all the same accessories. But one cool thing it does come with is a toy accurate Kickback head. So what you could do is you could swap over your cartoon accurate Kickback head and put on the toy version on him, or you can put it randomly on the Ransack, which is what it was on the instructions to do. Have a quick little comparison of those. Now I've got this one out early. There they are together. This toy was more or less designed, I think, with the size of the deluxe Insecticons in mind. Because to be fair, the Insecticons probably should be about the same size as Bumblebee, the normal versions. But by the by, I don't mind that they're slightly bigger if we're going to get the other deluxe Insecticons, Barrage, Chop Shop, and obviously a unique mould with Venom. I've done that comparison. There we are, there's the Bumblebee as well. What would have been cool is if this Goldbug came with the Bumblebee pistol that originally came with the Silver Sentinel from the, I think it was, did it come out in Siege Time? Yeah, in Siege Time. Just so people could be able to get that gun if they didn't get it originally. So there it is. This, and what would be quite cool if we did get Volks, who's the red Bumblebee, and Glyph. Unlikely, from what we understand, is the Volkswagen license is limited to Bumblebees, which, due to there being a loophole, we get Goldbug. And then from the Ransack and Kickback mould, hopefully we'll get Shothole, probably with a different name, because let's face it, it does sound a little bit similar to another word. And that's the they call it the clone version, but I would rather see those 3 Insecticons as their own in separate individual characters, because the clones in the cartoon aren't different colours, whereas those ones are Salvo, Shothole, and the other one whose name I can't remember. So fingers crossed we might get a 3-pack of them when they finally get all of the real Insecticons done. And then we get the repaint of Waspinator. This time we get Skywasp, not Parasite, which I think is still quite a cool name. So you've got the colour, there were 4 Waspinator colours that they did through, I think they're originally Diaclone toys from memory, called War Riders or War Ruders. You had Mudfighter, which his colour was used to make Shatterglass Waspinator, but I kind of want them, well, what they might do with Mudfighter is release that as Shatterglass Waspinator, but give you the option to be both, like they have with Slicer and Shatterglass Wheeljack and the Ultra Magnus Delta Magnus situation. So maybe you might get both in one release, and it's a good excuse to rejig this mold again. And then from there you could get Paralyzer and or Bugbite 2, prefer the name Paralyzer, or Storm Rider and or King Warrider. Again, I prefer the name Storm Rider, it just sounds better. And I think there's another one called Buzz Bomb, so we could get a hell of a lot of toys out of this Waspinator mold. This comes with the gun, and what's quite cool this time around, as a unique thing for this 4-pack, you get the option to have the robot head, which originally came with Buzzsaw, which was a toy exclusive, Smith Toys over here. And then we get Toy Colours Scorponok. Let's get his other guy out as well, so I will get Waspinator out. Now, if you didn't get this one, this is actually a really good representation of the Scorponok to still get. But there are two little things I did notice in comparison. This one has the leg extensions, which this one also needs. And what's quite cool is you get the Maximal logos on this version's missiles, and they are depicted like that in the cartoon. So I'm tempted to swap them over, but I'm going to sell him as he comes. I'm not going to nick apart and say, oh, sorry, you can have that one. Sorry, chump. And it is the B coloured version of the Cyber B, whereas the one that the Toy Colours Scorponok comes with, the Cartoon Colours Scorponok comes with, is the Cartoon Colours Cyber B. So a few little changes there for Scorponok, for those of you that want to have the Maximal logoed missiles and a B coloured Cyber B. Another cool thing, again, a head that we have already seen on Sandstorm, is the mutant head for Scorponok. It's a shame that Mutant Tigertron and, I cannot remember this character's name, Shadow Panther, the black version of Cheetor, you didn't get like the robot head to swap out on those as well, just to change it up if you didn't want the mutant heads. Because I don't actually like the mutant heads, I don't think they work, especially with that particular mold. I didn't like it on the original toy, and I didn't like it on Mutant Tigertron and Shadow Panther. Before I carry on, sorry guys, there we are, Waspinator and Skywasp together. Brilliant colouring, brilliant colouring. But I'm only after the one, and that is Goldbug here. These are the alt versions for the Creatures Collide box set. First up, Goldbug, the one that I will be keeping. It doesn't come together as well as the Bumblebee did. So I really had to sort of really push this one together to get him to semi-transform right. I couldn't get this flush, and I couldn't get this to push in correctly, so I'm not going to force it. Costs a lot of money, so yeah, no, that's not going to happen. That's Goldbug. And then next up we have Ransack. I think in bug mode actually looks a little bit better than Kickback. You can put the thorax on the back here, place the gun where you could on Kickback. Ultimately, a much better looking Grasshopper. No way to slot the spare head. Skywasp's Wasp mode. The colouring on this, it does look good. It's a shame that he is probably the most least desirable figure in the set. But for those of you that want just an army of Wasp warriors on the Predacon team, there he is. And we get Scorponok. All the same issues as before. Face on show, doesn't really, sort of just rocks. Nothing different there. There we have all four of them in their alt modes. What do you think? Which one are you going to keep, or are you keeping all four of them? Don't forget to love, like, subscribe, and I'll see everybody in the next one.